What is up, Steve here? I hope you are doing well. I wanted to make this video today because I've experienced a lot in the real estate industry, and I think that it's important that everybody is prepared, whether you're buying or selling or investing in real estate. And as a broker owner of a real estate firm for literally over 16 years, and we eventually sold our real estate company, I've been through a lot. I've worked with a lot of real estate agents. I've made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of investing mistakes as well. And I think that any kind of little bit of an edge that I could provide to you guys when you guys are buying, selling, or investing in real estate can only help you guys. So for one thing, I wanted to make sure that people understand right now in today's real estate market, it is unlike anything else that I've ever seen. And I do study the history of real estate as well, and we're in, I believe, uncharted territories. Now, I did another video back, and I'll put a link in the description for you guys, but I did a video backed by data from National Association of Realtors, and I believe that we're going to see a large exodus of real estate agents go out of the business. Probably over 400,000 real estate agents I think are going to go out of the business, maybe even more. And again, I'll put the link for you guys in the description below. But basically, anytime we have an accelerated real estate market, a really high real estate market, a hot real estate market, we're going to get an influx of real estate agents coming into the industry. And I see it all the time. And over the last couple of years, I saw a lot of real estate agents get into the business because they are going for the gold rush. There's big talk of real estate and how much money you can make in real estate and everything else. And everybody says the same kind of story. I got into real estate because I know this person's going to buy or this person's going to sell, or I like real estate and everything else. But when mainstream media is talking about the wealth creation in real estate, that's when we see a lot of real estate agents get into the business. And as a real estate broker, I've been a realtor since '03, a real estate broker and owner of our company since 2006. We sold in 2018. I've coached and trained and met with hundreds of real estate agents. And now there are a lot of good real estate agents in the business. Don't get me wrong. But there are some bad ones as well. And we're going to talk specific questions that you guys can ask real estate agents before you guys get into bed with any kind of agent before proceeding forward. Because I think it's important that you have the right team member in place when you guys are doing such a large acquisition or a large sale. You know, we're not talking about a piece of furniture that we're buying or selling. We're talking about, you know, something that in many cases you're taking on a tremendous amount of debt as well, a big obligation. So we're going to talk about some questions to ask about it. And unfortunately, the industry doesn't really have a standard kind of training platform. And, you know, every state is different as well. So every state requires a certain amount of hours, like classroom hours, and then you have to take the exam, and then you have to take a state exam, and then you have continuing education, everything else. So there is kind of that standard. But, you know, the day-to-day of selling real estate, there's really no just platform across the board of, you know, this is how you should be trained in real estate. And unfortunately, we see unethical, immoral real estate agents. And these are the ones that I'm talking about that we need to steer clear of. And we'll talk about, again, the questions to ask. Now, what's a little scary is, you know, majority of real estate agents, they are commission-based, meaning they only make a commission in order to feed their family when they actually close on a property, where you actually close and you buy, or you actually close and you sell the property. That's when they get paid. And when we have a downturn in real estate, a real estate agent's commissions start to dry up. I experienced it back in 2008. We had a lot of real estate contracts because we sold a bunch of pre-construction as well. And these deals fell apart, and people were just backing out, unfortunately, or probably fortunately for them, because they didn't overpay for a lot of properties that they got into. Now, when that happens, you know, real estate agents are not making the commission dollars that they thought they were, And then what comes after that can be desperation. And this is where I want you guys to avoid this in this market right now. The last thing you want to do is be working with a desperate real estate agent that's going to do anything, say anything in order for you to go ahead and buy that property or even sell a property. And there's going to be real estate agents right now that are going to be looking for another job. They're going to be completely getting out of the business. And some are just going to be trying to hang on and survive in the business, but some of them will pick up some bad strategies in order to continue business. Now, again, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of really good real estate agents out there, and that's why I highly recommend in your local market that you guys are talking to several real estate agents. Ask family and friends for referral as well. Get their feedback on how that real estate agent conducted business, and if they were too pushy, if they were just very informative and good and conservative. What was their experience like? And the best kind of referrals a lot of times do come from family or friends. So reach out to family and friends when you guys are starting to seek out property. Now, some questions to ask, and now this is outside of the specifics pertaining to the specific property. This is more in terms of who this real estate agent is that you're staring at. So the first thing is I would ask them, how do you feel about the real estate market? Okay, and again, real estate is local. So what's going on in, say, California is different here than here in Southwest Florida, and all throughout, and even specific communities within a certain area as well. So I would ask questions pertaining to the macro economics of real estate, of how the real estate market is, and then start to ask questions pertaining to the local market and what's going on. What is the real estate agent seeing? And then based on their response, stay on that subject for a little bit and just ask questions based on their response as well. The last thing you want to do is, if you got an agent that's like pushing hard and you're like indecisive maybe about buying, and they're like, no, you got to buy right now. Like right now is the best time to buy. Then, that advice might be a little biased. And why are they pushing so hard for you to buy? You're renting right now. You're comfortable. And, you might be in a situation where you're like, I don't know if I want to buy or not. I just want to talk. Ask them if they are looking to buy or sell in the current climate. What are they doing? What's their personal situation look like? Also, ask them what real estate do they own, if any, and what kind of real estate. Where do they currently live? What do they own? What do they live in? If they have investment properties, what does that look like? Again, we're trying to get inside of their situation and figure out who they are, because this is reflective on pretty much how they're going to treat you based on their experience in the real estate industry. Ask how long they've been in the business. Now, this doesn't mean that a green agent is a bad agent in any sense. Every real estate agent starts green, and I think it's important that people do understand that even the green agent might work 5 times harder than the veteran real estate agent as well. I know when I first got into the business, I was a maniac. I was jumping through hoops to do anything possible to help people out. And, I worked extremely hard when I was, early on in the business, and worked a lot of long hours and did a lot of open houses and did a lot of cold calling. So I really worked my tail off, but working so hard, so quickly, so young in the business as a green agent gained me the experience in the business very, very quickly. And then, somebody that's been in the business for a while, that's good, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're good. I know some agents here locally that have been in the business for a long time, and they're straight scumbags, and I would never do business with them. So it doesn't mean it's good or bad depending on how long you've been in the business. I would ask if it's full-time. I think that this is very important. There's a lot of part-time real estate agents in the business, and I think it's important that look, let me phrase it this way. It's okay. Like, let's say a real estate agent, you're going to work with, but they work in the industry doing something. Let's say they're investing in their own properties and they handle their own property management. Thumbs up on that. That's a seasoned investor. Yes, I want to work with that real estate agent, right? But let's say they work at, something completely outside of the industry and that it has nothing to do with real estate, and that takes, 40 hours a week out of their time that has completely unrelated to real estate, then I probably don't want to work with that part-time real estate agent. That's just my opinion on it, and you guys can do what you want with it. But I want to know that this person is, fully invested in real estate. Even right now, I'm still a real estate broker. I invest in real estate, and I do a channel based on real estate. I do different things. That I don't just sell real estate. I do things within the industry, and it'd be different if I worked as a car mechanic or something, and I'm trying to give you real estate advice on this channel. I don't know if it's the shoe's gonna fit. I would also ask if they have a team, especially if they're new in the business and part-time. What does their team look like? Do they have a partner? Do they have partners? Do they have a transaction coordinator? Do they have attorneys that they work with? Do they have title companies? Do they have reputable home inspectors? Do they have survey companies? Do they have contractors? You want to make sure that they have the contacts, especially if you're moving into a new area and you don't know anybody. Do they have the necessary contacts that they can hook you guys up with that are going to help get you through the process of buying or even selling real estate? I would also ask how much real estate did they sell in the last 12 months, and ask about specifics on the type of real estate that they've been selling as well. I'm experiencing both residential and commercial real estate. A lot of real estate agents just do one or the other, and that's fine. And a lot of times it makes sense to go with somebody that's just full-time in commercial real estate and that's all they do. I mean, it may make sense for your own situation, but I want to know the different types of properties that they've been selling. Who are they selling to? If you have, let's say I'm looking for maybe a 20-unit apartment complex to buy, and the guy that I'm sitting across from, all he's been doing is selling maybe homes for first-time home buyers, and he's never sold any kind of multifamily property. Maybe it doesn't make sense to go ahead and work with that real estate agent. Maybe find somebody else that is more experienced in it in terms of cash flow analysis, after repair value, in terms of bringing that property, raising rents on the property, and what the new values could be after you raise rents and put a playground in and clean it up and clean up some of the units. Maybe it makes sense to go with more of a seasoned real estate agent that has experience in that field. And then the guy that's a first-time home buyer agent, that's good too for if you are a first-time home buyer, where they know the different financing options as well. So you might want to find somebody that's kind of specialized in what you guys are looking for. Another thing too is, and I have no problems talking about it, but some agents might, and then you can kind of get a better idea. But how are they financially? Again, you guys are making some of the largest decisions, buying, selling, and investing in real estate, that you guys will ever make in your life. And if you get into a bad asset that put you in a financially bad position, it's only gonna hurt you and set you and your family back, and it could set you guys back years. There's a lot of good real estate agents out there. I've worked with tons of them, but you want to make sure that you're staying away from the bad ones, the bad seeds. Anyway, guys, I appreciate your time, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for being here.